Chapter 1 Rebirth. Selling off inheritance worth 10 billion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dragon Kingdom Kyoto, a villa, in a room measuring meters. Suddenly, Dong Lei opened his eyes and sat up from the bed. Dong Lei glanced at the 21st century Dong clock on the wall, July 5, 2275. Reborn. And he was reborn a week before the Chaos game. In 1 week, the open beta of the online game Chaos will begin. Everyone in the world will enter this game in order to survive. Chaos comes to the world, and all races are in disaster. At first, everyone thought it was just a holographic game. Wait for the players to exit the Chaos game. You will discover your power in the game and bring it into reality. Even their props and equipment in the game have been brought into the real world and embodied. After that, all major countries, consortiums, and some terrorist organizations on the entire blue planet. They all joined this Chaos game for one goal. That is to become a god and control the entire blue planet world. Dong Lei exhaled and let his mind recover. In his previous life, he was one of the top masters in the Dragon Kingdom. In the Battle of the Gods in the game Chaos, a large number of players in the Dragon Kingdom faced joint attacks from several major regions including the Sakura Kingdom, the Ginseng Kingdom, the Lighthouse Kingdom, and the Asen Kingdom. The corpses of the Dragon Kingdom people fell one after another, and Dong Lei relied on his own strength to snatch the artifact from a seriously injured god. The power of Dong Lei's artifact can kill 4. The strongest killers in other regions such as Sakura Country, Ginseng Country, Lighthouse Country, Asen Country, etc. were hunted down, kill them together. Moreover, Dong Lei led the Dragon Kingdom players to completely unify all regions. Later, after the first year of the game, all the monsters in the game have descended on the blue planet. The entire blue planet has turned into a large Shura hell. In the next 3 years, humans will face the invasion of terrifying alien beasts. Also, the various armies in the world of alien beasts fled and scattered under attack. Finally, a huge and terrifying alien beast emerged from under the ocean of the blue planet. In just a few short seconds, the main city of resisting personnel from various countries was swept across, massacring human beings. Of course, this includes the Dragon Kingdom. There are 51 main cities left in the entire blue planet. All were destroyed by this terrifying giant beast. Human beings have become one of the fossils on the blue planet. Dong Lei's artifact was accidentally lost, which led to the destruction of the entire Dragon Kingdom. He was struck by that terrifying alien beast, which spit out terrifying flames and became. Then, he lay on this bed and was reborn. Thinking of this, Dong Lei's breath became a little confused. Now that they have all been reborn, they must seize the opportunity and give full play to their advantages. Allow yourself to live. That's the most important thing. There are only a few years left. Dong Lei first dialed the number and gave it to Uncle Yang. Uncle Yang is his housekeeper. He has watched him grow up since he was a child, and he is his biggest relative in this life. Dong Lei's mother died in a car accident when he just graduated from college. From behind, Dong Lei didn't even see his mother, just Uncle Yang, holding 2 boxes. They left Dong Lei a large amount of inheritance, enough for Dong Lei to have enough food and clothing for the rest of his life. Over the years, he has left it to Uncle Yang to take care of it, and he has never asked about it. Now, what he wants to do is to transform the entire mother's inheritance industry, all turned into cash and loaded into this Chaos game. He remembered it clearly. After the Chaos game is launched, there is only a short 5 minutes for Dong Lei to top up. After 5 minutes, the Chaos game system will completely control the operation of the entire game. At that time, the entire Chaos game will close the recharge channels. At that time, game players did not know that BA would close this recharge channel, because all players believe that games are a virtue. Recharging is the best. How could it be possible to close the recharge channel? After everyone actually entered the Chaos game, they discovered that the gold coins inside had a very small chance of exploding, and, in the black market of reality and games, the exchange ratio of the entire gold coin to cash is as high as 1 to 999. Gold coins are such expensive things. Now, Dong Lei is reborn. There is nothing like investing in the game Chaos to make money. Directly, the assets have increased 999 times. If all his mother's assets were converted into Chaos gold coins, by then, he will not only be the richest tycoon in the game, or in reality, a richer existence. Moreover, as long as he has enough gold coins, he can grow up quickly in the chaos game. When the time comes, there will be no more dangers to snatching the artifact. Also, after the game equipment is materialized, his artifact will never be lost again. He will destroy all the alien beasts on the entire blue planet, including the terrifying alien beast that destroyed mankind, Tao Shamang. Just as Dong Lei imagined, the phone in his hand was connected. Master Dong, Uncle Yang's voice, which was always warm, came from the phone. When Dong Lei heard Uncle Yang's voice, his nose was sour and his eyes were full of tears. In his previous life, Uncle Yang had gone through so many hardships and died to protect him. Dong Lei took a deep breath, his eyes were sharp. After experiencing his previous life, he knew more clearly how important Uncle Yang was to him. He needed a helper in the game chaos. So, Uncle Yang was definitely the best candidate. Now, he needed to realize all the industries left by his mother. Then he got into the game. Finish this first, and then talk about other things. Uncle Yang, help me cash out all my mother's inheritance. What? Master Dong. That when Uncle Yang heard Dong Lei's decision, he almost said, Master Dong, are you crazy? In other words, in the end, he had no choice but to obey Dong Lei's request. After all, he was just a housekeeper, and everything in the Dong family belonged to Dong Lei. After hanging up the phone, Dong Lei immediately went online to customize a top-level game cabin. 1 week. Uncle Yang, how much liquidity is there after selling off my mother's inheritance? Dong Lei looked up at Uncle Yang and asked. According to Master Dong's request, in just 1 week, only 105 properties including some of the Dong family's real estate shares and other industries can be sold. All sold, and the funds obtained are 13.8 billion dragon coins. Adding the original funds, the total liquidity is 150 million. Chapter 2 SSS-level talent, passive crazy plunder. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Uncle Yang held a notebook and reported the specific situation. Are there any other properties of our Dong family? Dong Lei didn't think about it, his parents left him so much inheritance, and couldn't help but ask. There are many more. The market value is probably more than 70 billion. It will take at least half a year. Only then can everything be converted into working capital. If we give you a little more time, we can turn 70 billion into 10 billion. Uncle Yang looked at Dong Lei and said calmly, after all, the amount sold was far lower than the actual price. Forget it, let's keep the others first. Dong Lei no longer had any plans and sold off the remaining Dong family property. I want to keep it and redeem it when I need it later. At that time, we also used these industries to form a game team and enter the chaos game. Uncle Yang, I have also customized a game cabin for you. You can also play games. Remember to add me as a friend. Uncle Yang breathed a sigh of relief after hearing that Dong Lei was no longer planning to sell. If Mr. Dong wants other things, that's easy to talk about. Okay, Mr. Dong. Dong Lei walked into the game cabin first and opened the game. Welcome to Chaos. Just as Dong Lei Gang entered the game, the sound of horns sounded and the sound of horse hoofs sounded. Heroes are fearless. Eternal life. Massacre. Your life is under my control. The Saint Chants and all living beings are restored. 4 loud voices resounded from Dong Lei's headset. Dong Lei was a little excited when he heard it. These are the 4 major professional voices in Dragon Kingdom. The first one is a warrior, the second is a mage, the third is an assassin, and the fourth is a priest. At this time, a systematic voice came. Please name your character. Dong Lei said directly without thinking. Kill the peak. The naming is successful, please choose the career you want. After the system voice finished speaking, 4 options appeared in front of Dong Lei. Dong Lei chose the mage profession without even thinking about it. In his previous life, Dong Lei was also a mage. The character you chose is a mage. As soon as the system's voice fell, a man wearing a Taoist robe and holding a staff slowly appeared. With deep eyes and a loud voice, he said to Dong Lei. The law is like the will. Destroy the miracle. This is the way of the mage. Then, the mage made a puff of smoke and disappeared in front of Dong Lei. Now, there is only 1 minute left before the server starts. Almost 4 minutes were wasted on the scene and career selection just now. After selecting the mage profession, a prompt sound suddenly came from the system. Your character has been selected. Do you want to start drawing random gifts? Dong Lei quickly clicked on the recharge panel next to him without even thinking about it. As soon as the recharge panel was opened, Dong Lei quickly added 15 billion in liquidity to his account. All are converted into gold coins. Your recharge amount is too large. Players, please choose carefully. Do you want to exchange 15 billion dragon coins into gold coins? That the prompt sound coming from the system also said slowly, made Dong Lei a little anxious and said immediately. Yes. As soon as Dong Lei finished speaking, another system voice immediately sounded. Congratulations to the player, you have successfully recharged 15 billion. The gold coins can be exchanged for 15 billion. After hearing this voice, Dong Lei breathed a sigh of relief. For him, this first step has finally been taken. Next, it's time to get into trouble. After returning the recharge panel, the system sounded another prompt. Your character has been selected. Do you want to start drawing random gifts? Sure. At this time, Dong Lei immediately replied. Each player and selected character can randomly draw a gift. There are good and bad gifts drawn, and they are determined randomly. The grades are C-level, B-level, A-level, S-level, SS-level, and SSS-level. Emperor Dong's goal is full, because the extraction of this random gift can be continuously changed by spending gold coins. As soon as Dong Huang finished speaking, a ray of yellow light fell on Dong Lei's body. Congratulations, you have obtained the S-level talent, attack damage plus 80%. Are you sure about this gift? No. Draw again. Not if it were in his previous life, Dong Lei would have agreed immediately. However, now his choice is different. All he wants is an SSS-level talent. A prompt sound came from the chaos system. S-level talent, cherish it very much. Are you sure you want to redraw? It will cost 100,000 gold coins to redraw. Yes. Dong Lei confirmed directly without even thinking about it. As soon as the voice fell, another burst of white light came to his body. Congratulations, you have obtained the B-level gift intelligence damage plus 5%. You redraw. Dong Lei spoke very calmly and continued to draw random gifts again. He wants it very simply, a level given what he wants. With 15 billion in his pocket, he didn't believe that he couldn't draw a god-level talent. Congratulations, you got C-level, magic damage plus 1%. Congratulations, you got A-level, intelligence damage plus 10%. Congratulations, you got SS level, intelligence plus 300%. Dong Lei kept drawing random talents. I don't know how many gold coins he spent, but Dong Lei still looked calm and continued to draw, because he knew that if he wanted to get an SSS level talent, at least 100 million gold coins were needed before he could have the opportunity to draw an SSS level talent. In the game Chaos, you can't get an SSS level talent without spending some money. In his previous life, Dong Lei was reincarnated for the first time, and then he got a chance to reset his talent. Each time you reset your talent, you need 10 million gold coins. If you go to draw SSS level talent at that time, you will spend tens of billions or hundreds of billions. If you are unlucky, you may not be able to draw. This time, it is a very rare opportunity. How could Dong Lei give up this choice? It is really a big profit. Finally, when 1.5 billion was spent, a game prompt sounded louder. It also woke Dong Lei up and smiled. Congratulations, you have obtained SSS level talent, passive crazy plunder. Effect 1. Every time you kill an elite unit or above, you will plunder the passive skills and talents of a unit. Effect 2. All your passive skills / talents / buffs / equipment have a permanent duration and cannot be cleared by any effect. Effect 3. All your passive skills / talents / buffs / equipment will be randomly increased by 100 times. After listening to the introduction of SSS level talents from the system, Dong Lei was completely confused. What? This? Wow! Plunder the passive skills and talents of this unit. The duration is permanent and cannot be cleared by any effect. Increase the random 100 times. 100 times. 200 times. Super big buff. Dong Lei spoke without hesitation. Confirm the talent. Chapter 3 200% cooling, must cooling. You are listening at novelfull.audio. As soon as he finished speaking, a voice came from the system. Congratulations, you have selected an SSS-level talent. This terrifying talent made Dong Lei look shocked, and another system voice came. You have extracted your talent. Do you want to officially enter the game? Dong Lei had been waiting for it for a long time, and without any hesitation, he chose to enter the game. A ray of light scattered down, carrying Dong Lei and disappearing in place. After a few short seconds, they arrived at an open space. Dong Lei looked around and saw the dilapidated houses and broken ground. This is Novice Village. In the Novice Village, many players have already arrived. Wow! The simulation intensity of the scene here is so high. It's so real. This game is a must-play. What level of talent did you draw? I drew an A level 1, right? A level talent. Mater. I got a B level talent. It's so cool. I thought I was very European. Whatever talent he has, is it useful? I have an S level talent. Maid, what are you talking about? I have an S level talent. Why are you beeping here? I'm jealous of you. There are more and more players in the entire Novice Village. There was a lot of discussion in the conversation, and there was endless praise and scolding for his talent. Dong Lei opened his personal information interface, kill peak, level, LV1. Occupation, mage, health bar, 100/100. Blue bar, 40/40. Magic/ physical attack, 8-12. Defense, 8. Strength, 7. Intelligence, 13. Agility, 8. Constitution, 7. Critical hit rate, 3%, lucky value, 1. Potential points, 0. Talent, passive, crazy plunder, skill. Indispensable cooldown, package, newbie gift box. Black iron, gold coins, 13.5 billion. When Dong Lei saw his indispensable cooling, he was stunned for a moment. After turning on the infinite cooldown skill and explaining it in detail, there was another burst of yelling. Ha ha ha, that's great. Newbie skills. That's great. Ness, this attracted other novice players to look over. Is this person crazy because he's afraid? I guess his random talent is too good. It may be C level. I can bear it all at once. Yes, an identity can only be bound to the game once. It seems too difficult. Fortunately, my talent is B level, so I can still make a lot of money. This indispensable cooling originally reduces the cooling by 2%. It has already made Dong Lei laugh out loud, and with the addition of passive crazy plunder, the SSS level talent effect is added. When the random increase is increased by 100 times, the indispensable cooldown has been changed and the skill cooldown is reduced by 200%, that is to say, of all his skills, 2 can be released. In the game Chaos, 2 skill settings are automatically released when the cooldown exceeds 200%. After smiling, Dong Lei looked at his original attributes. The intelligence of 13 is pretty bad. There is also a big gift box for newcomers. Black iron, it's not open yet. So, Dong Lei looked directly at his package, newcomer gift box. Black iron, a gift box for newcomers. Every gamer will have it. This is the game Chaos, given as a gift. From the newcomer gift box, you can get some weapons and skills. Pine. You opened a gift box for the newlyweds. Congratulations, you triggered a random 100-fold increase and obtained Evil Mask, Master Level, and Superimposed Damage Skill. In front of Dong Lei, a ray of light flashed, and 2 things appeared in front of him. Evil Mask, Legendary, Level, 1. Level, Diamond Level, Physical/Magical Attack Power, 1388-1456. Equipment Attachments, Point 1. Intelligence, plus 199.2. There is a 15% probability that attacking the enemy will increase the penetration damage by 60%, lasting 20 seconds. 3. There is a 15% chance that attacking the enemy will increase the critical hit rate by 60%, lasting 10 seconds. Damage resistance, 2000/2000. Function, Evil Mask, the first equipment of a senior mage, with powerful spell penetration, superimposed damage skills, level 1. Effect, after using, you can learn, LV1 superimposed damage, function introduction, advanced mage professional skills 1. It's so abnormal, it randomly increased by 100 times. The basic magic attack power of the Evil Mask alone is more than 1/3. Also, coupled with 199 intelligence, it is equivalent to a base damage of nearly 400. And these two attachments plus are so invincible. Ha ha ha. Dong Lei looked so happy that he almost cried with laughter, so excited, so touched. This superimposed damage skill can only be learned after reaching level 40. The damage bonus can be used to add buff to various equipment, which is great. No matter how much you think about it, Dong Lei will equip Evil Mask, Legendary. Moreover, he clicked on the superimposed damage skill. I saw a ray of light shining on his body. There was a sound next to Dong Lei's ears. Congratulations, you have learned the skill, LV1 superimposed damage, LV1 superimposed damage, level 1. Effect, the equipment can increase the damage and damage stack, randomly add a certain damage ratio, and last for 20 seconds, cooling time, 3 minutes, blue bar consumption, 30 MP, proficiency 0 out of 100. Function introduction, advanced mage skills 1. After learning how to superimpose damage, I closed the interface in front of me. Dong Lei wore a blue mask on his face, covering his face. It's a pity that such a handsome face is obscured by this equipment. If you say so, you know how many girls you can hook up with in this game, that the body and appearance in the game are exactly the same as in reality. The official announcement of the Chaos game says that it is closer to the reality of the game. This caused some people to yell at people who have low self-esteem about their looks. Suddenly, Dong Lei shook his arm and applied damage skills to his Evil Mask. Congratulations! Evil Mask, Legendary, when your LV1 superimposed damage is pressed, the skill triggers a random 100-fold increase. Evil Mask, Legendary, the equipment is attached with a bonus, with a 100% probability of increasing the critical hit rate of attacking enemies by 200%, and the duration is permanent. Wow! Damn! This SSS-level, passive crazy plunder, talent is so perverted. Dong Lei was completely shocked and almost stuttered when speaking. If, instead, there was no random 100-fold increase, the LV1 superimposed damage can only increase the critical hit rate by 8% at most. Yes, it's 100% accurate. Also, the critical hit rate has been increased to 200%, and the time has been increased from 10 seconds to permanent. This SSS-level, passive, crazy plunder, talent is so awesome. The damage has been superimposed on the Evil Mask. The next step is to quickly upgrade your level, then, head to town as early as possible and switch classes to mage. Now, he still has 13.5 billion gold coins in his backpack. It took 1.5 billion to get the SSS level, passive crazy plunder. It's really worth it. Now, Dong Lei decided to start spending money to upgrade himself quickly. Chapter 4: Opening a Porcelain Jar, a product of the 21st century. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Inside the village, there is an open porcelain jar. The porcelain jar contains various rare equipment and a level increasing card. Moreover, the probability of this kind of level up card is very high, but when you go to open a porcelain jar, you usually do it for rare equipment, or speaking of other props, almost no one would open a porcelain jar for experience cards. After walking for a while, we finally arrived at the door of a porcelain jar store. Outside the entrance of porcelain jar, there are already many players on the scene. Madefac. A porcelain jar, ordinary, costs at least 10,000 gold coins. Grab the money. Just. I finally gritted my teeth and bought a porcelain jar, ordinary. I opened a bunch of junk, worse than the new gift box. Black iron. I envy you guys, you spend so much money. Can you give me a porcelain jar, ordinary? Go away. I can drive it myself, and I can't give it to you. Huh. The recharge interface can no longer be opened. Mad, I just wanted to make some money. Is also. Why is there no more? There is no recharge interface anymore. Now, many players have also discovered that the recharge interface has disappeared. Dong Lei smiled and said nothing more. In his previous life, he knew that Game Tianba would turn off the recharge interface. Dong Lei strode towards the porcelain jar shop. His gold coins were enough for him to spend until the end of the game. Sir, what kind of porcelain jar would you like to choose? In front of Dong Lei stood a man in his 50s with a cheerful expression, a mustache, a hat, and a bulging belly. In front of Dong Lei, a porcelain jar interface appeared. 1. Porcelain jar, ordinary, price, 10,000 gold coins. 2. Porcelain jar, grade, price, 100,000 gold coins. 3. Porcelain jar, advanced. Price, 1 million gold coins. Dong Lei didn't even think about it. He directly, porcelain jar, high level, came first with 100 million. I bought 100, porcelain jars, high end. Objective. Are you sure you want to buy 100, porcelain jars, advanced? The bearded businessman, with his belly puffed out, bent down with all his strength, his face and eyes narrowed, he was very excited. Sure. After Dong Lei finished speaking, there were 100 more, porcelain jars, high grade, in the package. The system reminds you that you spent 100 million gold coins and successfully purchased, porcelain jar, advanced. Porcelain jar, high-end, level, 1. Level, advanced, effect, randomly obtain equipment of at least silver level and above, and there is a certain random probability to open higher level equipment. Function introduction, a product from Iwu in the 21st century 100 years ago, but it contains many precious treasures. Porcelain jar, advanced, have at least silver level or above equipment. Moreover, there is a high probability that you can unlock gold level or above equipment. After all, a porcelain jar costs 1 million gold coins. Dong Lei walked into the porcelain jar store and came to a corner. Without thinking about it, Dong Lei started to open the porcelain jar. After a slight touch of the porcelain jar, high level, the product of the 21st century disintegrated. A piece of equipment blooming with light appeared in front of Dong Lei. Congratulations, you opened the porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained the long-handled battle axe, master level. In front of Dong Lei, a master-level long-handled battle axe was suspended. Dong Lei had goosebumps on his arms. Is this okay? Opening a porcelain jar can also randomly increase the effect by 100 times. Calculating this, he can at least open porcelain jars with master-level equipment. A piece of master-level equipment costs 1 million gold coins. Almost speaking, everything has a price but no market. Then, no matter how many porcelain jars he opens, he will never lose money. Thinking of this, Dong Lei continued to drive the porcelain jar, advanced. Congratulations, you opened the porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained the vampire staff, master level. Congratulations, you opened the porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained the X gold coin extension card, legendary level. Congratulations, you opened the porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained the experience card, legendary. Experience card, legendary level. The probability is very high. After opening the 4 porcelain jars, the experience cards were opened. Dong Lei was a little excited. He asked for experience cards, legendary level. Of course, I didn't expect that he could use equipment. All equipment is master level or above, and you can make money every time you open it. Experience card, legendary level. Level, 1. Level, legendary, effect. Can increase 200W experience points. Function introduction. A Jack of Hearts poker card from the 21st century. In today's era, there are no poker cards anymore, it's all on the internet. 2 million experience points. Great! Dong Lei clicked excitedly after seeing this experience card, legendary level. Then, countless fragments of light entered Dong Lei's body. Dong! 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 Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV2 and gained 10 attribute points. Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV3 and gained 10 attribute points. Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV4 and gained 10 attribute points. Finally, it stopped when it reached LV9, and a total of 80 attribute points were obtained. After reaching LV9, you need to change your main profession to mage. In order to continue to climb the level, the extra experience has been temporarily stored. After Dong Lei changes his job, he will continue to give extra experience. The mage profession is also different. There are 4 types of mages: spellcaster, spell assassin, spell tank, and spell assistant. Spellcaster is a traditional mage with high explosive power and damage. However, its defense is very low and it can be killed instantly by assassins and other types at any time. Spell assassin is an offensive profession with a certain displacement speed, but its explosive power is not as good as that of spellcaster. In the early stage of the game, it is one of the most powerful professions. Spell tank. Compared with the battle tank, it has magic damage and tenacious defense. Spell assistant. It is an auxiliary type of mage, assisting the back support and treatment, and its effect is similar to that of the priest profession. Now, at least you need to go to the town to find a professional mage to change your job. The novice village does not have the permission to change jobs. At least you have to go to the town to change your main job. Dong Fan did not open the porcelain jar, advanced, again, and decided to change his main profession first. In the novice village, it is impossible to teleport to the main city or other cities. There is a way to teleport to the surrounding towns, but you need to buy a teleport access to teleport. Chapter 5 is this equipment. Show it to me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A teleportation access costs 100,000 gold coins. Players who can't afford it need to travel a long distance and pass through the obstruction of strange beasts before they can go to the surrounding towns. Therefore, a large number of players have been hanging out in the novice village at the beginning. It takes a lot of time, or a team situation, to go to the surrounding towns. Dong Lei was intercepted by 2 people just as he was about to leave the corner. These 2 new players saw Dong Lei going to the porcelain jar. Then, seeing that the shopkeeper was so good, he nodded and bowed to Dong Lei and sent Dong Lei away. This Dong Lei must have bought the porcelain jar, so, now it has become theirs. He. Stinky boy, you still wear a mask. Is this equipment? Let me take care of it. A fat man, touching his lower body with one hand, with a wretched look on his face, walked towards Dong Lei. That's right, kid, put down your equipment and porcelain jars, and we'll let you go. Next to the fat Chinfu, the short and thin Guoliang nodded, shook his body, and echoed. In the game Chaos, there is an unwritten rule, that is, in the novice village, if you are not watched by the villagers and the guards, you can rob the other players' things, and the most vulnerable thing in the novice village is the guards here, which have only 2 people, the guard captain and the guard deputy captain. The villagers of the novice village rarely appear in the corner. As a result, many novice players lose their equipment and items when they are careless. In the eyes of the fat Chinfu and the short and thin Guoliang, everyone is level 1. The profession chosen by the fat Chinfu is a warrior, and the profession chosen by the short and thin Guoliang is an assassin. For a mage, it is simply a piece of cake. However, the 2 of them did not expect that Dong Lei had already reached level 9. Looking at the fat Chinfu and the short and thin Guoliang, they approached Dong Lei step by step. Dong Lei really did not bother to pay attention to the 2 of them, but under coercion, he had to fight back. Dong Lei touched his evil mask. The evil mask instantly burst out with a powerful light, shooting at the fat Chinfu and the short and thin Guoliang. Boom! Boom! That with the random 100-fold increase, must absolute cooldown, became a skill cooldown reduction of 200%. Even ordinary attacks can release 2. Dong Lei was stunned and did not expect, and the fat Chinfu and the short and thin Guoliang were bombed on the spot and disappeared without a trace. In an instant, the health bars of the fat Chinfu and the short and thin Guoliang were emptied and teleported to the novice village. The 2 men came to the captain of the novice village guard. Captain of the guard, I want to report. Someone is cheating in the game Chaos. Fat Chinfu came to the captain of the guard and said loudly. Yes, this is not cheating. What is it? We saw with our own eyes that the newcomer can attack twice with ordinary magic. He killed us instantly. Short and thin Guoliang, with a pale face, also murmured to the captain of the guard. Dong Lei went to the other side of the village entrance and did not meet fat Chinfu and short and thin Guoliang again. there are 2 exits in the novice village, both of which are guarded by 2 guards. On Dong Lei's side, there is the deputy captain of the guard. Hello. I want to teleport to Nazar town. The dazed deputy captain of the guard recovered his composure, looked at Dong Lei, and asked. Oh. Hero, are you going to Naza town? You need 100,000 gold coins to buy a teleportation shaft. The deputy captain of the guard took out a teleportation shaft and shook it in front of Dong Lei, showing off a little. Dong Lei looked at the deputy captain of the guard in front of him, and an interface for buying a teleportation shaft appeared. Dong Lei bought 100 teleportation shafts and spent 1,000 W gold coins. Instantly, the deputy captain of the guard changed his face and became amiable. Little brother. Generous. Where do you want to go? I'll open it for you right away. Naza town. Dong Lei shook his head. The NPCs in the game Chaos all worship money and flatter the rich. As long as you are responsible for throwing gold coins in their faces, they will be happy and very polite. After teleporting to Naza town, Dong Lei walked for a while and came in front of a professional mage NPC. Hello. I want to change my job and teach the law. You have reached level 9. You can indeed change your job and teach the law. But the professional mage NPC was about to reveal something. Dong Lei sighed, took out a palm of gold coins from his pocket, and put them into the pocket of the professional mage NPC. In an instant, the professional mage NPC became serious, waved the staff in his hand, and pointed at Dong Lei. Then, Dong Lei successfully changed his main job to teach the law. In Dong Lei's opinion, he would choose the profession of teaching the law. With a 200% cooling and 100 times increase, if he doesn't choose to teach the law, what else can he choose? Congratulations, you have successfully changed your main job to teach the law. Thank you. Dong Lei left here without saying anything more. He went to find a place and opened his porcelain jar, advanced, and this professional mage NPC rubbed his hands, incomparably happy. World announcement: congratulations to the player, Shifeng, for successfully changing his main job. As the first player to change his job, special rewards, good luck +3, gold coin reward 10 W gold coins. Dong Lei, who was hiding in the corner, opened the porcelain jar, advanced, the voice of the system came. Congratulations, triggering a random 100-fold increase, rewarding good luck +300, 5,000 W gold coins. Then the gold coins are at most 100 gold coins for the professional mage NPC. In exchange for 5,000 W gold coins and good luck 300. This exchange is worth it, don't think too much, upgrade first. Dong Lei continued to open the porcelain jar, advanced, countless master-level equipment came out, and there were many experience cards, legendary. Originally, the experience that was stuck. After changing the main job, these opened experience cards, legendary, were used again. Dong Lei's level continued to climb. Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV10 and gained 10 attribute points. Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV11 and gained 10 attribute points. Congratulations, you have upgraded your level. You have reached LV12 and gained 10 attribute points. After reaching LV19, it stopped again. After reaching LV19, you need to complete a second job transfer task to unlock the level, and Dong Lei used all the attribute points he got to improve his intelligence. All 190 attribute points were used for intelligence. Dong Lei opened his personal basic information interface and updated it immediately. Killing peak, level, LV19. Profession, mage, health bar, 1900/1900. Blue bar, 760/760. Magic/physical attack power, 1999-2588. Defense, 8. Strength, 7. Intelligence, 203. Agility, 8. Constitution, 7. Critical hit rate, 3%, fortune value, 300. Potential points, 0. Talent, passive, crazy plunder, skill, must have cooldown, wraps, 50, porcelain jars, advanced, vampire staff, master level, etc. Gold coins, 13.44056 billion. Looks like a plain sight, window, underscore tabula equals window, underscore tabula, underscore tabula. Push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x 250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target underscore type, mix. Chapter 6 Hex Devil Gun, Legendary. You are listening at novelfull.audio. However, this is only level 19, and the basic magic attack power reaches 1999, in addition, the superposition of Evil Mask, Legendary, alone, it's a very terrifying strength, not to mention, after equipped with countless master-level equipment in his package, his strength will only become more terrifying. Generally speaking, many gamers choose mages at the beginning. They all focus on defense and constitution. This allows the mage to resist attacks from some raiding professions, however. For Dong Lei, a mage with full intelligence is the most powerful. Later, Dong Lei also received the promotion task of level 20, second job transfer mission for the traditional mage profession. Mission Introduction. A traditional mage needs to face the challenge of ice and fire. Please kill silver-level elite beasts that are not lower than your own level. You need to kill 8 silver-level elite beasts to prove your strength. Mission requirements. Kill 8 elite silver-level beasts that are no lower than your own level. Task time, none. Mission rewards, 0.1. 10 attribute points, 2. Unlock levels, 3. Unlock mage skills. The second job transfer mission is A level. Mater, there are 8 silver-level elite beasts that are no lower than your own level. Dong Lei was a little helpless. In his previous life, he would have cursed for this task, because, generally speaking, one can only defeat bronze-level elite beasts at level 19, now the mission is to give him a silver-level elite beast and kill 8 of them. For ordinary gamers, this mission is terrifying to death. However, Dong Lei is not an ordinary person. Dong Lei then opened the porcelain jar, advanced, and opened all the remaining porcelain jars, advanced. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced level, triggered S random 100-fold increase, and obtained warden armor, master level. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained triple experience expansion card, legendary level. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained experience card, legendary. The porcelain jar, advanced, equipment opened by Dong Lei. Several of them are master-level equipment, and there are also some experience doubling cards and gold coin doubling cards. The only thing left is the experience card, legendary level. At this time, it's time to open 98, 99, and 100, porcelain jars, advanced. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced, triggered random 100-fold increase, and obtained Hex Devil Gun, legendary. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained Thorn Armor, legendary. Congratulations, you opened porcelain jar, advanced, triggered a random 100-fold increase, and obtained secondary attack booster, king level. What? Secondary attack booster, king level. Dong Lei was stunned when he heard the voice coming from the system. Then, joy filled his whole face. The secondary attack value adder means that one more secondary weapon can be used to use one more attack equipment. It is equivalent to one more helper. No matter what profession, there is only one weapon slot. As for the secondary attack booster, king level, it has 2 more weapon slots. This secondary attack booster, king level, is very rare. In my previous life, I could get 100 million gold coins per item. Generally speaking, almost no one is willing to sell it, therefore, it is also a step that has price but no market. Hex Devil Gun, legendary. Level 15. Level, legendary, physical/magical attack, 2565-2758. Equipment bonuses, 0.1. Intelligence plus 355. 2. There is a 10% probability that attacking the enemy will increase life steal by 50%, lasting 20 seconds. 3. There is a 15% probability that attacking the enemy will increase and reduce the movement speed by 50%, lasting 20 seconds, damage resistance, 2000/2000. Function introduction. Hex Devil Gun, the first equipment of a senior mage, has a powerful blood-sucking ability. Life stealing is to damage someone through spells and restore a certain amount of their own health. Thorn Armor. Legendary, level 15. Level, legendary, defense, plus 3000. Equipment bonuses, 0.1. Defense plus 200.2. Constitution plus 300.3. There is a 20% probability that the enemy's attack damage will be converted into magic damage and return to the attacker. Function introduction. Thorn Armor, legendary level, has extremely powerful defense, making the enemy feel as painful as being hit by cotton. Now, there are a lot of Dong Lei's equipment that can be used. The Hex Devil Gun, legendary, alone has an additional intelligence bonus of 355. You can directly use Dong Lei's basic intelligence to increase the attack power by 710. The defense of Thorn Armor, legendary, is plus 200, and the constitution is plus 300. It can increase Dong Lei's basic defense by 400 points and his basic system by 600 points. There is also added Vice Attack Booster, King level, to support. Dong Lei started to equip himself directly, and he also used the Sub-Attack Multiplier, King level. In the self-information interface, a sub-attack bar appeared. The weapon bar in front of him changed from Evil Mask, legendary level, to Hex Devil Gun, legendary level, and the sub-attack bar was equipped with Evil Mask, legendary level. The body bar was equipped with Thorn Armor, legendary level. Usually a professional player only has 6 equipment bars. They are a weapon bar, a body bar, 2 leg bars, a belt bar, and a necklace bar, and the Sub-Attack Multiplier, King level, is an extra equipment bar. It can be seen how precious Sub-Attack Multiplier, King level, is. Afterwards, Dong Lei equipped these important equipment to his body, and some other defensive equipment, similar master-level equipment, were also equipped. Then, Dong Lei began to swing his skills. Skill, LV1 stacking damage. The equipment on his body increased the stacking damage. Congratulations! Hex Devil Gun, legendary, your LV1 stacking damage, has successfully triggered a random 100-fold increase. Hex Devil Gun, legendary, equipment attachment bonus. There is a 100% probability, attacking the enemy to increase life steal by 200%, the duration is permanent. Congratulations! Thorn Armor, legendary, your LV1 stacking damage, has successfully triggered a random 100-fold increase. Thorn Armor, legendary, equipment attachment bonus. There is a 200% probability, the enemy's attack damage is converted into magic damage to return to the attacker, the duration is permanent. Other defensive equipment. Dong Lei does not have such a terrifying existence. After all, the master level is the master level, and the legendary level is the legendary level. There is still a big difference between one level. Master level requires millions of gold coins, and the legendary level requires tens of millions of gold coins. When Dong Lei equipped himself, he exited the equipment interface. Return to your personal information interface window, _tabula equals window, _tabula, _. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target _type, mix. Chapter 7 After changing job, unlock 2 mage skills. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After successfully changing his job, Dong Lei unlocked 2 mage skills. After the passive crazy looting, SSS-level talent, the trigger amplification is 100 times. The 2 skills have also been greatly improved. Then, Dong Lei opened these 2 skills to check. LV1 Resurrection, King level, 1. Effect. It allows game players to revive after death without returning to the novice village or town. Pay attention to one point, players who use this skill will explode equipment after death. And temporarily increase the movement speed, resurrection times, 3 times. Cooling time, 1 day, consumption of blue bar, 50 MP, proficiency, 0 out of 100. Function introduction, advanced mage skill, LV1 talisman fixation, level, 1. Effect, fix the enemy within 10 levels higher than your level for 20 seconds, cooling time, 20 seconds, consumption of mana bar, 30 MP, proficiency, 0/100. Range. Within 10 meters, function introduction, advanced mage skill 1. When Dong Lei saw these two skills that triggered 100 times, he was stunned. These two skills are a bit abnormal now. LV1 heavy, you can revive yourself 3 times on the spot. It means that you can revive yourself 3 times. And LV1 fixed, you can fix the enemy within 10 levels higher than the level for 20 seconds, that is to say, after using the skill, the opponent must be within 10 levels higher than you, will be fixed on the spot for 20 seconds. When Dong Lei finished reading his own skills, he exited the personal information interface. Dong Lei was very satisfied with his 2 skills. Next, he went to Naza Town and went to the battle center to accept military missions. Naza Town belongs to the Fomlei Empire. At present, the Earth-covering Empire and the Water-control Empire belong to the evil forces. The Fomlei Empire and the Fire Sun Empire belong to the righteous forces. Dong Lei came to Naza Town to join the Fomlei Empire. When Dong Lei arrived at the battle center, he was intercepted by a guard holding a shield. The guard looked quite old, as if he had retired and lived in Naza Town. Warrior, do you want to join our Fomlei Empire? Only if you join the Fomlei Empire can you enter the battle center and receive military missions from the Fomlei Empire. That the shield guard, holding a shield, spoke in a relatively gentle tone. Dong Lei Xiang didn't even think about it. He took out a bunch of gold coins and started stuffing them into the shield guard's pocket. Then, Dong Lei spoke. I want to join the Fomlei Empire. Well. You originally needed to challenge me. Only after passing the assessment can you become a member of the Fomlei Empire. Now it's needed. Congratulations. You have successfully become a warrior of the Fomlei Empire. That the shield guard narrowed his eyes and was very critical of Dong Lei's performance. Originally, the assessment items were also exempted under the temptation of gold coins. Then, the shield guard took out a badge symbolizing the Fomlei Empire warrior and handed it to Dong Lei. In front of Dong Lei, this shield guard fought many times. Only then he was willing to let him enter the battle center. Now, as long as the gold coins are in place, everything will be easy. This time, Dong Lei already knows what it means to be human, even though this shield guard is an NPC. After all, at the beginning of the game of chaos, the purpose is to make money. You can get out of the fast channel by giving gold coins. Just give it. After Dong Lei took it, the shield guard took the initiative to make way for Dong Lei to enter the battle center. Go to the battle center and you can take the military mission of the Wind and Thunder Empire. Money can make the devil go. That when Dong Lei got the badge symbolizing the warrior of the Wind and Thunder Empire, a ray of light scattered on Dong Lei's body. Then, a system voice appeared beside Dong Lei's ear. Congratulations, you have successfully joined the justice camp of the Fomlei Empire. World announcement, player, Shifeng, has successfully joined the Fomlei Empire, and is the first warrior to join the Fomlei Empire, with a fortune value of +10 and gold coins of +20 W. After Dong Lei's next amplification, another voice appeared. Congratulations, you have triggered a random 100-fold amplification, and you will be rewarded with a fortune value of +200 and 500 W gold coins. When the world announcement sounded again, a large number of players did not know that Dong Lei had triggered a random 100-fold amplification, and everyone knew that Dong Lei had joined the Fomlei Empire. What? How can this, Killer Peak, be so fast? He just changed his job not long ago, and he joined the Wind and Thunder Empire and became a warrior. Too scary. This upgrade speed is too fast. I am only level 2 now. To join the Wind and Thunder Empire, you must at least change your job in the town and reach level 10 before you can. He is already above level 10. You should have spent less Krypton gold. Otherwise, how can it be so fast? You can also form a team and enter the Chaos game, and then go crazy and slaughter the Black Iron level beasts. That's what you can do. Dong Lei doesn't care what these other players are talking about. He is currently in charge of changing jobs, and he wants to quickly complete his second job transfer mission. This allowed him to explain the level limit, reaching level 20 or above. After Dong Lei entered the war center, he saw an interface for receiving military tasks. This place is a bit familiar to Dong Lei. he used to come here often to receive tasks. At this moment, the military mission interface is displayed in front of Dong Lei. Currently, the warrior is accepting tasks. Point 1. Discover that the Wind and Thunder Empire has disappeared. Thunder Lion Army. SSS. Point 2. Wind and Thunder Empire Lei Young General Romantic Legend, SS. Free, beautiful under the cliff. Point 4. Death-killing grass exists in the barren land. Point 5. Without even thinking about it, Dong Lei chose the first mission, discovering the disappearance of the Wind and Thunder Empire and the Thunder Lion Army. SSS. It is a military mission. Of course it is the most difficult mission and has the highest reward, therefore, Dong Lei chose the first task and clicked to accept it. Congratulations, you have received the mission, discover the disappearance of the Wind and Thunder Empire, Thunder Lion Army. SSS. This mission is very dangerous. Players please be careful. Then, Dong Lei opened his information panel and checked, discovered that the Fonlei Empire disappeared and the Thunder Lion Army. SSS, task content, discover that the Wind and Thunder Empire has disappeared. Thunder Lion Army. SSS-level, SSS mission introduction. Fonlei Empire and Army of Thunder Lions lost contact with the Fonlei Empire after heading to Shantou Canyon. The Fonlei Empire sent several armies and elite warriors to Shantou Canyon, but there was no news. Please warrior, after going to Shantou Canyon, be sure to carefully investigate the disappearance of the Thunder Lion Army. Mission objective. Go to Shantou Canyon to investigate the disappearance of the Thunder Lion Army of the Wind and Thunder Empire. Rewards for reaching the mission. Point 1. Experience value plus 200 W.2. Gold coins plus 200 W.3. Military value plus 3000.4. Thunder Lion gift box, epic level. Chapter 8 The Mayor's Daughter's Request, SSS. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In Dong Lei's opinion, what he cares most about is the military value, because the military value can not only be exchanged for military positions, it can also be exchanged for some rare equipment and skills. Even some powerful equipment drawings. After accepting the task, Dong Lei looked at the map and found the Taro Canyon. It is still a long way from Naza Town. Just when Dong Lei walked out of the battle center and was about to go to the Taro Canyon, a figure blocked his way. It was a yellow-clothed girl, standing at the door of the battle center with a smile. Her skin was whiter than snow, and her eyes were like a pool of clear water. This girl's appearance was extremely beautiful, with a jade-like glow, and there was a soft and clear air between her eyebrows. Hello warrior, I'm Lorlan, the mayor's daughter of Naza Town. I know you've accepted the mission, discover the missing Thunder Lion Army of the Wind and Thunder Empire. SSS. I want you to take me with you. I'm going to the Taro Canyon to get the Jajai grass. Dong Lei first looked at the shield guard on the side, taking money from others to help them get rid of disasters. A gold coin appeared on his palm. The shield guard himself could see it. Instantly, the shield guard came over and reminded him. Warrior, the Jajai grass in the Taro Canyon is everywhere. This Miss Lorlan is quite powerful. It's not wrong to take her there. In that case, it's simple. If there is a boss next to the Jajai grass, he is not willing to take the risk. Money can make the shield guard work harder. Then, Dong Lei first walked to the shield guard and stuffed a bunch of gold coins into his pocket. There were probably more than 100 coins. In exchange for an important piece of information, he accepted this task. Thank you for your reminder. Dong Lei turned around and said to Luo Erlin. It is my honor to serve you. Then, Dong Lei confirmed the task, the mayor's daughter's request, SSS, on the interface task. In an instant, a task appeared on the interface in front of Dong Lei. Dong Lei clicked and saw the task content of, the mayor's daughter's request, SSS. Task description. Mayor Luo Donggue came back with a sudden serious illness after going out and needed a kind of Jajai grass to treat him. Jajai grass grows in the Taro Canyon. The mayor's daughter, Lorlan, wanted to go there to treat her father's illness, but she knew her own ability and knew she would never return, so, she wanted to follow a warrior to the Taro Canyon to pick the Jajai grass. Mission goal, go to the Taro Canyon and help Lorlan pick the Jajai grass. Mission completion rewards. Point 1. Experience value plus 50W.2. Gold coins plus 80W.3. Military value plus 1000.4. Lorland gift box, diamond level. Thank you, warrior, you can take me to the Taro Canyon. Great, Lorland jumped up and was very happy. So, shall we go now? While she was excited, Lorland stared at Dong Lei and asked. Well. Let's go immediately. Dong Lei wanted to go there immediately to complete the military mission of the Foam Lei Empire. System prompt, LV-15 Lorland's favorability towards you increases by 20%. Congratulations, triggering a random 100-fold increase, LV-15 Lorland's favorability towards you increases by 3000%. Dong Lei smelled a fragrant perfume. Without thinking too much, Dong Lei and Lorland walked out of Naza town and headed for the Taro Canyon. At the beginning, along the way, there were always rat tails, black iron level, blocking the way. Rat tail, black iron level, is the most common beast. However, in the novice village, it is considered a small boss. For novice players in a novice village, encountering rat tail, black iron level, is equivalent to encountering the god of death. After all, LV1 novice players have no way to resist the strength of rat tail, black iron level, level 5. Of course, the easiest thing to kill in the novice village is seedling grass, black iron level, Miawa grass, black iron, level, 1. Level, black iron. HP, 50. Attack / magic attack, 10-20. Skill damage, none. Beast description, this is a lowest level beast, a beast evolved from Bulbasaur, rat tail, black iron, level, 5. Level, black iron. HP, 500/500. Attack / magic attack, 150-200. Skill damage, tail stab, bite. Beast description, a beast that walks in countless places, destroying local plants and villagers' food, cunning and agile. When Dong Lei encountered these rat tail, black iron, beasts, he just threw his hand and attacked them normally. At Dong Lei's original level LV-19, with the blessing of the equipment, Hex Devil Gun, Legendary, in the weapon column, a normal attack will cause fatal damage to rat tail, black iron. It was seen that after the rat tail, black iron, was attacked by a normal attack, a scary red number appeared on its head, -30W. Instantly, the rat tail, black iron, was dead. In front of Dong Lei, a scorched earth appeared, and the rat tail, black iron level, disappeared. At this time, a series of system voices appeared in Dong Fan's ears. Congratulations, you have killed the rat tail, black iron level, and successfully obtained 10,000 experience points. You have triggered a random 100x increase and obtained 5 million experience points. Since your level has not been unlocked, it has been stored in your experience pool. When you unlock it, your level experience points will be automatically increased. Congratulations, you have killed the rat tail, black iron level, and successfully obtained 3 gold coins. You have triggered a random 100x increase and obtained 600 gold coins. Congratulations, you have killed the rat tail, black iron level, and successfully obtained 10,000 experience points. You have triggered a random 100x increase and obtained 3 million experience points. Since your level has not been unlocked, it has been stored in your experience pool. When you unlock it, your level experience points will be automatically increased. On the way to the Taro Canyon, Dong Lei didn't know how much experience points he had earned. All of them are stored in the experience pool. Dong Lei knows that he has successfully changed his job for the second time, adding the previous experience card, legendary. He has at least hundreds of millions of experience points. Killing ordinary monsters can trigger a 100-fold increase, directly gaining millions of experience points. Along the way, he killed 5 rat tails, black iron level, instead of 100. Moreover, these experience points can also be stored in the experience pool, so Dong Lei went to see how much his experience pool could store. As a result, he found that the experience pool storage had a storage capacity of billions. Experience pool, 300 million/1.5 billion. Function description, every 10 levels up, the experience pool storage capacity can be increased by 1 billion. Congratulations, triggering a random 100-fold increase. You get the experience pool, 300 million/300 billion. Is this okay? Dong Lei was a little confused. He took a look at the experience pool, and triggered a random 100-fold increase. All of a sudden, the experience pool storage capacity of 300 billion is enough for his early use. Moreover, every 10 levels up, the experience pool storage capacity can be increased by 1 billion. Window, _Tabula equals window, _Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail. 300 by 250 foot, target _type, mix. Chapter 9 Wow! You are so handsome. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Seeing this situation, Dong Lei already wants to start his second career in advance. However, I have to complete my second job transfer first. Also, complete the Fonglei Empire's military mission as soon as possible. After changing jobs for the second time, consider starting your second career. Wow! You are so handsome. You always kill Rat Mongwei, Black Iron level, instantly. Lorlan discovered that she didn't need to make any effort at all. Dong Lei alone can solve it. In response, Dong Lei smiled and didn't say much. Looking at Lorlan getting closer and closer, his mouth went dry. At this time, the sound of the system came to my ears again. System prompt, LV15 Lorlan, his favorability towards you will increase by 30%. Congratulations, you have triggered a random 100-fold increase, and LV15's favorability towards you has increased by 3000%. Then, Lorlan held Dong Lei's arm with a shy look on his face. Well. Dong Lei stretched out his hand to prevent Luo Erlin from holding it. In his previous life as a young child, he was quite embarrassed about the relationship between men and women. Sister Luo Erlin, it's not good in this place. Let's go to Yan Canyon. Saving your life is our priority. Lorlan's face was red, and he lowered his head and responded softly, it seems that her mother's life is no match for her love. After all, the favorability level has already exploded. Life seems to be no longer important. Dong Lei and Luo Erlin went through another journey, and Dong Lei's experience pool increased from 300 million to 1 billion. Experience pool, 1 billion/300 billion. The Rat Mongwei, Black Iron level, encountered was easily killed instantly. Along the way, we also met a group of rat tail elites, Black Iron level, while passing through a field. A group of rat-tailed elites, Black Iron level, were watching with stern eyes, eating something in the field. After discovering Dong Lei and Luo Erlin, everyone became angry and embarrassed. It seemed like they were quite embarrassed about stealing food. Run towards Dong Lei and Luo Erlin and attack them. Rat Reckless Elite, Black Iron level, 10. Level, Black Iron level. HP, 1000/1000. Attack power / magic attack power, 452-533. Skill damage, tail sting, bite, fangs. Alien Beast Sheo, elite alien beasts that walk in countless places, often invading villages and towns to steal villagers' food. See, in front of Dong Lei, he is holding the Hex Devil Spear, legendary. In his hand, lasers shot out one after another, shooting towards the rat tail elite, Black Iron level. Boom! 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 -30W, -30W, -30W. On top of this group of rat-tailed elites, Black Iron level, shocking red damage numbers burst out. In an instant, this group of rat-tailed elites, Black Iron level, disappeared. Congratulations, you killed the Rangtail elite, Black Iron level, and gained 30,000 experience points. Triggering a random 100-fold increase, you gain 1100W experience points. Because your level has not been unlocked, it has been stored in your experience pool. Your level experience will be automatically increased after you unlock it. Congratulations, you killed the Rat Tail Elite, Black Iron level, and successfully obtained 10 gold coins. Trigger a random 100-fold increase and you get 2,000 gold coins. Congratulations, you killed the Rat Tail Elite, Black Iron level, triggered the passive skill of 100% plunder of the unit, and triggered the 100-fold increase. You obtained, Tail Thorn, legendary level. Congratulations, you killed the rat tail elite, black iron level, and gained 40,000 experience points. Triggering a random 100-fold increase, you gain 3000 experience points. Because your level has not been unlocked, it has been stored in your experience pool. Your level experience will be automatically increased after you unlock it. Congratulations, you killed the rat tail elite, black iron level, and successfully obtained 8 gold coins. Trigger a random 100-fold increase and you get 2,340 gold coins. Congratulations, you killed the rat tail elite, black iron level, triggered the passive skill of 100% plunder of the unit and triggered the 100-fold increase. You obtained, bite, legendary level, after killing the rat mangtail elite, black iron level. In this wave, Dong Lei's experience pool is 1.5 billion, and through the SSS-level talent, passive, crazy plunder, effect 1, every time you kill an elite or higher level unit, you will 100% plunder the passive skills and talents of that unit, acquire all the skills of rat mangtail elite. Black iron level, Dong Lei opened his own interface to see the skills of the rat mangtail elite, black iron. Level, LV1 tail thorn, level, 1. Effect, release a tail sting to attack, causing 180% of the enemies to be poisoned, cooling time, 30 seconds, blue bar consumption, 10 MP, proficiency 0 out of 100. Function, one of the skills of the rat-tailed beast, LV1 bite, level, 1. Effect, a sharp attack, causing 180% of the enemies to be stunned, cooling time, 30 seconds, blue bar consumption, 10 MP, proficiency 0/100. Function description, one of the skills of the rat-tail beast, LV1 fangs, level, 1. Effect, fangs. Attack appears, and the damage of attacking enemies is increased by 230%. Function description, one of the skills of the rat-tail elite beast. Dong Lei looked at these skills, and they all became very good under the triggering of random amplification, so Dong Lei equipped these skills and put them on his own shortcut keys first. The skill shortcut keys have 5 columns. Dong Lei previously equipped LV1 stacking damage, LV1 rebirth, and LV1 rune fixing, in one column. Now, Dong Lei pulled down LV1 stacking damage, and the 3 skills, LV1 tail thorn, LV1 bite, and LV1 fangs, are all installed on the skill shortcut keys. LV1 stacking damage, after all, it provides equipment with random damage ratio. For attacking monsters, there is no damage, no shortcut keys are needed. After Dong Lei equipped the skills, he continued to go to the Sweet Potato Canyon with Luo Erlin. Not long after, they finally entered the Sweet Potato Canyon. As soon as they entered the Sweet Potato Canyon, they found that the entire Sweet Potato Canyon was full of the shadow of Jajai grass. Jajai grass is everywhere in the Sweet Potato Canyon, and you can pick it at will. At present, the Sweet Potato Canyon is full of Jajai grass, but after meeting Dong Lei and Luo Erlin, it was bare. When Dong Lei pulled out a Jajai grass, he checked it through the interface. See the functions and effects of Jajai grass. Jajai grass, gold level, gold level, effect, plus 200 life. Function description, Jajai grass is a herb that can restore life. Then, a voice came from Dong Lei's ear. Congratulations, you have triggered a random 100-fold increase, and you have obtained Jajai grass, epic level, with an effect of plus 4,000 life. Luo Erlin, this one is for you. It is enough to save your father's life. Dong Lei was still kind, and handed this, Jajai grass, epic level, to Luo Erlin. After all, his triggering of a random 100-fold increase does not cost money. Dong Lei didn't care much about giving her a few more, Jajai grass, epic level. After all, in front of them, Jajai grass was everywhere. Dong Lei had already wanted to pick all the Jajai grass in the Yam Canyon. Chapter 10. Don't Forget Me. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Thank you, hero. Wow. This is actually, Jajai grass, epic. Then, this, Jajai grass, epic, is enough to heal S father. You are so kind, doesn't know how to thank you. Lorlin was extremely excited holding the Jajai grass, epic, handed to him by Dong Lei. His blurred eyes stared at Dong Lei's handsome mask, and his body moved closer to Dong Lei. Lorlan's body was almost pressed against Dong Lei's body. System prompt: your favorability with Lorlan has increased by 30%. Congratulations, you have triggered a random 100-fold increase, and your favorability with Lorlan has increased by 5,000%. Lorlan's favorability with you has reached the limit. It cannot be improved any further. Whatever you want to do, Lorlan will agree. No more system prompts. This system voice came from Dong Lei's ear, and only he could hear it. Then, another system voice came out. Congratulations on completing the task, Mayor's Daughter's Request, SSS. You get the task reward, triggering a random 100-fold increase, experience value plus 5650W, gold coins 8340W, military value 20W. Also, get the Lowerland Gift Box, Legendary. From the beginning of the Lowerland Gift Box, Diamond level, to the Lowerland Gift Box, Legendary, not to mention, the random 100-fold increase in experience value, gold coins, and military value. However, Dong Lei is not paying attention to the reward for completing the task now. He is looking at Lowerland and listening to the voice of the system just now. What do you want to do? Lowerland will agree. Dong Lei touched his chin and laughed meanly, feeling a little excited. It's also good to experience that kind of thing in the holographic game. Thinking of this, Dong Lei laughed wildly in his heart. After being looked at by Dong Lei, Luo Erlin lowered her head, her face flushed with shyness, and she did not dare to look into Dong Lei's eyes. She held the Jai Grass, epic level, that Dong Lei handed over in one hand, and picked the leaves of Jai Grass, epic level, with the other hand and threw them on the ground. The medicinal effect of Jai Grass, epic level, lies in these leaves. She is really a good daughter of her father Luo Dongui. Every leaf thrown down is a contempt for her father's serious illness. Luo Erlin. Dong Lei shouted at Luo Erlin. Lorlan raised her red face and responded with a mosquito-like voice, waiting for Dong Lei to approach. Dong Lei took Luo Erlin's hand and said to Luo Erlin. Let's go. Let's pick all the Jai grass in the hole. You picked off all the leaves of the Jai grass, epic, that gave you. Do you want to save your father? Jai grass, epic. Why did pick off the leaves? Also, let's pick all the Jai grass in the hole. Lorlan was stunned for a moment. This was Dong Lei's request. She was thinking that Dong Lei was pulling her to go into the woods. In the end, he asked her to pick the Jai grass in the Taro Canyon, which made her a little disappointed. The look of expectation that she had just shown suddenly returned to her expression, and she nodded and followed Dong Lei's arrangement. After all, Luo Erlin's affection for Dong Lei had reached the extreme. She had completely obeyed Dong Lei's instructions. She didn't dare to go east when Dong Lei asked her to go east. Afterwards, Dong Lei and Luo Erlin first picked all the Jai grass outside the Taro Canyon. There were at least tens of thousands of Jai grasses picked on the outer edge of the Taro Canyon alone. This exhausted both Dong Lei and Luo Erlin. Both of them were panting, and Dong Lei looked at Luo Erlin, who was wiping his sweat, and asked with a smile. Do you feel good? Haven't you exercised like this for a long time? Lorlan responded with a red face and panting while pulling out the Jai grass. Yeah. You pulled out the Jai grass too fast. Next, Dong Lei touched the thousands of Jai grass that Luo Erlin gave him. Since the Jai grass was randomly multiplied by 100 times, all the Jai grass turned into Jai grass, epic level. Dong Lei took out a handful of about 100 Jai grass, epic level, and handed it to Luo Erlin. Here. This handful of Jai grass, epic level, is enough for your father to be seriously ill many times. You're welcome. Tell me if you need it. Luo Erlin found that the Jai grass that Dong Lei handed over was all Jai grass, epic level. Luo Erlin stared at Dong Lei with a little confusion and puzzlement. How did he pick it? Why did she pick so many, but there was not a single Jai grass, epic level? Dong Lei gave her a handful of Jai grass, all of which were Jai grass, epic level. He was really not only too handsome, but also very powerful. Lorlan looked at Dong Lei with admiring eyes, as if he wanted to eat Dong Lei. Her body was already pressed against Dong Lei's arm, and she wanted to hold Dong Lei's arm again. Dong Lei, thank you. Enough. My father has been seriously ill many times, but he was cured. You are so amazing. Lorlan nodded, took a handful of Jai grass, epic, and said. Dong Lei smiled, patted Luo Erlin on the shoulder and said. Luo Erlin, you should go back to Naza town and save your father. It will be very dangerous in the Taro Canyon. It is not suitable for you to go in. Now, you have at least hundreds of Jai grass, epic, enough to save your father. You go back first. Dong Lei in his previous life knew about the situation in the Taro Canyon. It can't be LV-15 Luo Erlin, who can bear it. After all, there are gold-level beasts in the Taro Canyon. In that case, he has no problem, but he doesn't want Luo Erlin to become a burden to him. Besides, didn't Luo Erlin want to save her father Luo Donggui? If she didn't save him, he would die. He had already completed Luo Erlin's mission, the mayor's daughter's request. SSS, Luo Erlin also became the Jai grass, epic. Things have been resolved, and he also has to complete his, discover the disappeared Thunder Lion army of the Wind and Thunder Empire. SSS, I don't know how dangerous it is. If Luo Erlin is killed at that time, it will be a double death. If Luo Erlin is pregnant, her father will die. Dong Lei knows this very well, and doesn't want to kill two people. In Luo Erlin's opinion, Dong Lei cares about her and doesn't want her to be hurt. He also cares about her father Luo Donggui. In Luo Erlin's opinion, if her father Luo Donggui knew that, I guess the next mayor will be Dong Lei. Lorlan nodded, took a handful of Jai grass, epic, and said goodbye to Dong Lei. Before leaving, Lorlan moved to Dong Lei's side, kissed the evil mask Dong Lei was wearing, and said, "Don't forget it." After that, Lorlan strode out of the Taro Canyon. Dong Lei looked at Lorlan's back as he left and murmured. This fairy almost gave up her father's life. Window_tabula equals window_tabula .push, mode, thumbs, feed, 01, container, tabula, below, article, thumbnail, 300x250, placement, below article thumbnail, 300 by 250, target_type, mix.